Good afternoon. Well, good evening. It's actually evening time, and I always come on to chat about, the things that I desire to do with my life. Now, I don't have my mom anymore, so I decided to start making some plans. And this is not the first time that I have talked about the plans. Actually, I have been thinking about making a lifestyle change as far as moving way before my mom's sickness. Um, Actually, I thought about it probably 2017, 2018, something around there. And so I had been thinking about it for a while. And now I don't have anyone to hold me back without moving forward, in other words. So I know my son, he has his own life, and he will be fine. And we have discussed about, you know, me moving somewhere, getting my own little place or whatever, maybe buying some land or buying a home, RV. I've been talking about this for a couple of days now, and so it's getting real close for me to make a decision. And I don't want to put myself in a box, you know. I want to be able to move to a place that I feel comfortable, and I can say, hey, this is home. Because once you move somewhere, you know if that's home or not. And you would feel the love. You would feel like it just snugs and fit right into, this is where you need to be. You would know. You would know. So I'm looking for that place that I know, that aha moment. I would know, well, this is where I need to be, you know. And it wouldn't be any doubt. It wouldn't be no doubt that I'm in the right place at the right time. So I was looking on the internet about some places to move in the United States. So it says Green Bay was the first one, one of the best places that you can live. Can you believe that? So I'm not sure about Green Bay is the best place. It was the number one best place to live in the United States. Maybe because of the Green Bay Packers. I think it's Green Bay Packers, I'm not sure. Because I am a Cowboys fan. I know, but you know what? I still believe in them. So Green Bay was number one place to live. Then Huntsville, Alabama was the second best place to live. Let me see, it's a farm town. Let me see, it says once a sleepy farming town. So, gained national attention during the space race in 1960, and now. But you can read up on it, the reason why they chose and picked these places. Let me see. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Oh, it's good for a place to retire. Okay. So I guess I'm assuming this is a laid back city where you can retire and look at a lot of attractions and everything in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And they made USA News. U.S. News. So I have been shopping around on the internet, but like I said, I really want to visit some of the places instead of just, you know, going on the internet and trying to pick and choose and get other people's point of view. I need to see where I want to live, you know, for myself, so I can have my own choice, you know, whether I want to live there or not. Durham, North Carolina was third. So I really want to visit Arizona, different parts of Arizona. Flagstaff was one of them that I want. Chloe, haven't we had a conversation tonight? Another thing, Chloe, my dog, he thinks this is his home, and he rules and reigns. Chloe, did I say he? Here we go again. It's a she. I don't know why I said he. But she thinks she rules and reigns this home of mine, this apartment home. She thinks that my room belongs to her and her baby. I did a film earlier, a video. Where is she? She's back in the room. So I said, Chloe, come here. This is not your room. It is my room. Your room is your cage for right now until we get 2 bedrooms. Go to your room with your baby. Stay out of my room. I need my privacy. What did she do? She turned around like I wasn't speaking to her. She went back in my room with her baby. So, I just don't know what I'm going to do with her. But back to what I was saying, she keeps distracting me. Yeah, I'm really thinking about Flagship, and it was another place, but it's different parts of Arizona. I would love to go to Phoenix. I would love to see the Grand Canyon, you know. So since my mom passed, I really want to just travel a little bit and have passive income to where, you know, this will hold me until, you know, I get back on my feet or decide to move somewhere else or decide to go back and, you know, do some other things. Right now, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm going somewhere. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know I'm doing something. People said, well, you go through that in stages because you just lost your mother, and you would go through a lot of things that you normally don't do. For instance, I had talked to one of my friends. She said when her husband passed, all she did is bake, bake, bake all night. Well, guess what? I've been cooking, 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 but I love to cook, and I was doing that before my mother passed, but I'm doing it a lot more than normal, so to speak. I'm doing it just like every day, and it's nobody here but me, but it's comforting. It soothes me, and it keeps my mind off of my mom, and it keeps me busy because, like I said, I'm out into next year. So when I say out into next year, I'm not working into next year. So I guess it just keeps me busy. That's all I can say. And it gives me a lot of thinking time, putting myself back together on where I'm gonna live, the locations and the jobs that I would take, and just plans, you know, where I'm gonna build if I decide to build a home, or if I decide to make that location a permanent location. I'm not sure about anything, but I do know what I'm sure about is getting up, doing something. I don't want to be stagnated in a place to where I don't know anything. I want to get up and move and keep moving until I come back, and I guess come back to my senses or something. I don't know. Like I explained to people, I never have been in this situation until now. And it feels strange. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like I'm lost and looking for somebody. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm pretty sure if I keep moving and keep doing something, that it would ease up and get a little bit better, you know, the process, the adjustments and everything. I'm pretty sure that each day I get up and do what I need to do, that I will soon feel better and be able to cope with a lot of things that I'm dealing with mentally as far as losing mom. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of cooking and bringing up old recipes that mom had given me, some recipes, and also reminiscing on the home cooked meals, to where, you know, mom just,
There's never
you
been a
know,
better
had,
time to get
I
away.
didn't mean that.
With a great
Hold
deal
on.
on the Hyundai you've always wanted.
I'm
It's
trying to
your
look
journey.
for somebody.
Own every mile at the Hyundai.
So it's like, I just been trying to put the puzzle and the pieces together in my life, you know. Just putting a lot of stuff together that I know that I have to be strong and keep pushing.
You guys ready? Let's do it. Clap your hands.
Uh-oh.
The alphabet.
Oh, I didn't know.
So get up and dance with me.
I had that for my nephew, but he's with his daddy. So I'm just tingling on this thing, but anyway, I want to be able to get my life back together. I really do. And I have been on YouTube a lot, looking at different videos about traveling and about living in RVs and living in, most of them are living in vans, you know, in their vans, and most of them living in their cars, or they done converted their vans, and some are living, you know, in RVs. So anyway, I'm trying to look for the housing lady that I always follow. Let me see, is this her? Yeah, small Christy Small something. Let me see what she has to say.
The best way
tonight.
to make money online is to stop trying to make money online. And I'm being serious because passive income is about doing
buying up more single-family homes throughout the United States. We're seeing a shortage of shrinking supply of affordable housing across the United States, and
I
it's a
believe
lot
that.
due to big hedge funds, corporate investors, and some other things too. Now, I will tell you there is some hope on the horizon. It looks like Congress is addressing this, and they're going to be having a bill out there. Today, we're going to be talking about what Jeff Bezos is doing and how he's doing it. We're going to talk about institutional investors, and we're going to be talking about the bill that just came out by Congress that hopefully they'll vote on, and I'll give you my opinion about that too. I want yours at the end too. Let's see what you have to say about it. Bezos-backed company surpasses $100 million in single-family acquisitions. He was the founder of Amazon, a company that started off as just selling online books, but now ends up, basically taking over the world. He invested in this company called Arrive Homes. They buy single-family homes, and then the investment firm itself is selling like little pieces of that investment, almost like a REIT. So anybody can get into the real estate game by owning just a little, almost like a stock. And it's one of those ways that they've made a cash cow. They're not the only ones that have been doing this. Hedge funds have been doing it as well. This year, Arrive Homes became the first company to legally sell shares of individual rental properties to non-accredited investors. Investors on real estate platform are now funded over 294 single-family homes with a total value of $109 million. Bezos' investment in the company seed round appears to have been a well-timed since skyrocketing home prices followed by rising mortgage rates.
And see, that's what they do. They get these companies and investors to invest in something that's just hit the market. And little people like us, they persuade us into getting into the system with them. They'll finance us. They'll make everything seem like it's a dream come true. And once we get into those homes, then here's the hidden fees come out, other different fees, investors, some of them switch companies, and you get this letter one day. Now it's not only, I'm just giving an example, True Homes. Now it's Platform Homes that have bought True Homes out, and now the game have changed. Interest rates may hike up, your mortgage might be hiked up, and it's 2 or 3 different hands or investors in Platform Homes. That's, it's just crazy. This market system is so crazy. All I can say, trust God and trust your instincts. So let's see what else she has to say.
Have helped homeownership rate in the U.S. at its lowest level since 1970. So as you know, just like all these investment companies, they have been buying up the most affordable, smaller homes. Bezos companies, Arrive Homes, is buying throughout Seattle. It's no longer just in the most affordable area of the Sun Belt. They're doing it in other areas. And then they're packaging them up for investors where you can only have to buy a piece of it in order to make some money off of it. This is very similar to what they have done in other areas of real estate. If you don't know, many of these hedge funds have bought up very small manufactured home parks. They've turned these into utter cash cows. They own the manufactured home, but the land underneath it is leased. They up the rents for those people so their investors can make more money. Investment firms...
See, that's what I was saying. They cut the middleman out sometimes, but they go up under there, and they know most of us can afford manufactured homes. So they swoop in wherever they can and make the money.
absolutely love them. And you're starting to see more and more manufactured parks lose a lot of their residents, but they're not a shortage of people that are willing to go ahead and rent out those homes. The investors got the homes for basically free because the people couldn't afford, that were living there before, the rents that once they went up, because their income is fixed, and that's why they're living there in the first place. There's no laws on the books for people renting in manufactured home parks. And as these deep pockets of people that run hedge funds, just look at healthcare. We privatized healthcare because we thought that was going to make everything less expensive for us, and what has happened? We're paying out the nose for healthcare. And they're going to do that same thing with housing. You watch. So last November, JP Morgan Chase announced that they'll have a joint venture in acquiring a $1 billion worth of single-family rentals from MetLife Investment Management. That institutions owned up to 700,000 single-family rentals in 2022 and expects that number to reach 7.6 million homes by 2030. Now think about that.
See, they have already thought ahead of the investment of how much they're going to make in 2030. We're just now entering out of 2023 into 2024, and they're way ahead of us, and they already thought about a master plan before 2030 and how much money they will consume by us. Let's watch this on out.
That, according to the National Association of Home Builders, they say we're only short about 3 million homes. But if you look at other statistics, we're short about 5 to 7 million homes. Number right there, if they're going to consume 7.6 million homes more, that means that the shortage is even going to grow even more. So that means that home building is still going to cost us a lot more in the future. This Yahoo Finance article goes on to say, while some people blame investors like...
And you know why it's going to cost us? Because we're not buying because of the economy going up. And most of us cannot afford the homes, so they have put a squeaking halt on the homes, especially when COVID came through. You know, before COVID came, they was just building homes everywhere. So when COVID came, the crash came where people couldn't afford the homes anymore. They had to move. They lost a lot of jobs. I don't know if some of y'all remember when they was doing the cash thing, the COVID relief fund. So they was getting so much money to stay in their homes and grants and whatever came with that COVID stuff. So once COVID was over and the money had stopped, then that's when the eviction came. Remember that? They were showing it on television, national television, and watching people get put out of their homes. They had been in their homes for 20 and 30 years or more, and they was getting evicted out of their home because they no longer could afford the mortgage payment. They no longer had a job and no longer had income, and the list goes on and on. So those homes that they had built and promised people that this was the good life, and they went on in there, you know, buying the homes and moving in because they had a job before COVID. They were making good money before COVID came, but when COVID hit, COVID even closed down a lot of business. So people was losing a lot of things, you know. And right after COVID, right in the midst of COVID, they stopped building homes because the investors realized that they was losing money. They weren't making money because of COVID, and people was losing their jobs and no longer could afford the home. So that's why you don't see a lot of homes going up as much as you used to. Now I noticed that they gradually getting back building stuff because it's an apartment complex behind me that they're building, and then there's some homes on the side of me that they are building like a little community, but it's slowly coming back from COVID. Let's see what she has to say.
Like Bezos for contributing to the housing shortage. Others see this as fractional ownership through platforms like Arrive as their only option to invest in real estate in today's market. And you don't think that's the plan? Let me put on my conspiracy hat. You don't think the powers that be that have a lot more money than us, like this is your second place prize because you'll never be able to afford the house because we've crippled the supply so incredibly much. Here's this little shred of real estate and we'll take care of everything and you can make a little bit of money off of it. It's kind of like when they took our pensions away and gave us 401ks. They're trying to sell this to us as a way to invest in real estate. And yes, that could be part of your portfolio, but that shouldn't be your only way to be able to get into real estate. Speaking of investors making terrible quotes that I don't agree with, listen to Mr. Wonderful.
Private equity is an important element of the economy. It kind of is the spatula that cleans everything up, and that's exactly what's going to happen here.
If you guys don't recognize him, that's Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. He says that, private equity is not our enemy and that we're kind of villainizing them, just like anything. When rich people tell you, don't worry about it, look over here, it's because they're doing exactly what we think they're doing, which is trying to suck up as much real estate as possible, making our younger generations turn into renters for life. No mortgage payments, just go ahead and pay Amazon. But there is hope on the horizon because the Congress has gotten together and they have arranged, believe it or not, with Republicans and Democrats to address this, and it's going against the hedge funds. My husband and I was a hairdresser and my husband was selling cars at the time when we bought our first home. With the income that we make now, if you were to adjust it for inflation, we couldn't buy the same house that we bought as our very first home in Orlando, Florida. But when it actually hits the floor, you know as well as I do, these representatives are going to couple up with every reason under the sun why they can't vote for it. And it's because all politicians, every single one of them, no matter what side of the aisle they are facing on, they all paid for a lot of these by lobbyists that own these hedge funds. They're all paid this way. Their campaigns are all funded by these hedge funds, and lobbyists are the ones that make sure that those bills never get passed. And I know darn well you saw all those videos that came out several months ago that said all the investors are pulling out and they're no longer buying single family homes to rent out. And I knew then, and if you watch this channel, that was all hogwash. They've never stopped. And if you live in an affordable area, it may not be very affordable for much longer if we allow these institutional investors to keep buying up homes and using them just for rental properties. But all is not lost. Hopefully we can push our government.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's builders behind me. It's builders on the side of me. And they constantly building and who knows? They making it so impossible for people to rent. The rent is out of the roof, Even here where I am, it's out of the roof. It's just horrible.
Government officials to actually vote on some of these things and put some bills in front of Congress, and we can force them to stop all of this institutional investing. If you happen to live in an area that has an HOA, whether you love an HOA or not, you could actually fight against this. You could actually put a covenant in your restrictions that doesn't allow for either A, any rental properties, or B, has a limit on how many rental properties are allowed in your specific neighborhood. You don't want too many homes in your area owned by one institutional investor because they can dictate how much homes are being bought and sold for. I don't want the institutional investors to dictate the market. They're already doing enough damage as it is. I have to tell you this though, David Howard of the National Rental Home Council told the Times that it's not an issue of institutional investors as much as it's a lack of action by home builders. So he wants to blame the home builders for not building enough homes. Policies really need to be shaped and crafted so they can supply the production of investment, development, and new housing. So he's basically saying that these kinds of bills will stop institutional investors from investing in real estate and then causing more of a problem because builders won't build because the investors can't invest the way that they want to. I think that's hogwash. I wonder who's paying him, honestly, because it really makes no sense. These institutional investors are buying already existing homes that people would have normally bought for their first home. So whenever somebody is always on the positive side of institutional investors, I always want to know who's paying them, or are they
Exactly.
wealthy themselves? Because this is not a good idea for the public, as far as I'm concerned.
And see, that's what we fall into, the gimmicks, the role plays that they have studied on how to attract us and bring us in and suck us in. And then once we get in there, you know, they promise so much that they would do. They would give out perks and amenities. And when you get in there and sign your name on that dotted line, it's a whole different ball game. And this is why I like Christina, because she's out of Louisiana, but she studies and do a lot of research for everybody, you know. And I learned a lot of stuff from her. Let me see what she has to say.
But you let me know in the comment section if you think I'm just blowing smoke in the hot air and you don't think this is an issue. Let me know in the comments below, because I'd like to hear what you have to say. And if you find any solutions to this problem, let me know that as well. To watch more videos about the affordability crisis here in the United States and what's going on with the American dream, you're going to be watching these videos right here. My name is Christina Smallhorn. Your real estate with
Christina Smallhorn. So I follow her a lot, and I get a lot of advice from her as far as the housing marketing and the housing crisis and their little secrets and what to look for, what to ask the right questions. So I follow her a lot, and I take notes from her. And I encourage you, I don't know anything about this lady. I'm not trying to promote her, but I'm looking for a home and I need some advice. And to me, she have given out some great advice to me to help me along the way and to ask the right and correct questions and what to look for in home buying. So I hope this video have really helped you guys and everything. Thank y'all for watching my video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. And thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next video. And thank all of my subscribers. I can't keep thanking you enough. Thank all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining my family and making yourself feel right at home. And for the subscribers to come, I can't wait. Come on and join my family. Have a great night. Bye-bye.